Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. It appears that a Biden judge in Illinois has lost his mind. That's because he's calling for the arrest of ICE agents. We're going to explain why and under what circumstances that these ICE agents might actually face arrest in the state of Illinois. That's if this Biden judge gets his way. But before we get into this story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, a federal judge in Illinois has ruled that Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents may not arrest illegal aliens at courthouses without a judicial warrant, and indicated agents could face contempt penalties if they violate the order. And that's right, they would be subject to arrest in some cases. So U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Cummings issued the order in a long-running class action lawsuit that was first filed in 2018. That's during the Obama administration, for some of you who may need a refresher there. And this class action suit is called Margarito Castañón Nava et al. Versus Department of Homeland Security et al. So the case led to a 2022 settlement that constrained how ICE conducts warrantless, aka collateral arrests in the agency's Chicago field office region. And that includes not just Illinois, but Indiana, Wisconsin, Missouri, Kentucky, and Kansas. So Cummings claimed that he found repeated material violations by ICE and extended court supervision into 2026. So it's interesting the context of this ruling, because from the way that we hear it, Donald Trump is a fascist for deporting illegal aliens. But this case started under Barack Obama, and if you do the research, you'll find that Barack Obama deported 10 times the illegal aliens during his 8 years in office than Donald Trump has deported so far. So is Obama 10 times the fascist that Donald Trump is? I don't know. You'll have to ask somebody at one of these No Kings rallies what they think about it. I'm sure they have some enlightening thoughts about it. So the context of this is, in the present day, the ruling comes amid the Trump administration's push to accelerate removals and to stage larger operations near federal facilities, including courthouses, and of course the standoff in Chicago over whether the Trump administration can send in National Guard troops to back up ICE agents with the criminal alien and, in some cases, illegal alien deportations. So Homeland Security, in reaction to this cuckoo order, said it will comply with lawful orders, but warned the decision makes it harder to remove individuals with final orders and to secure federal buildings and personnel during volatile protests. And there have been violent protests against ICE in Chicago, for the record. So one of the most important aspects of this is that Cummings reaffirmed that under a U.S. code, which is 1357A2, warrantless immigration arrests require not only probable cause that a person is removable, but also contemporaneous facts showing the individual is likely to escape before a warrant can be obtained. Okay, so the court said that ICE must document the likelihood of escape at the time of arrest on what they call a Form I-213, and they must document it as soon as practically possible. This is a bureaucratic nightmare. This is red tape. This is paperwork for people who should be out there in the field doing their job and getting illegal aliens out of here. But this judge knows that full well. He's just trying to put bureaucratic hurdles in front of these ICE agents. It is quite obvious. He had nothing to say under the Biden administration or the Obama administration when it came to this deportation effort, I might add. And so this paperwork is going to be a nightmare to comply with, but the DOJ is going to push back and likely see this go to an appeals court, and hopefully Supreme Court can weigh in, because there's supposed to be wide latitude given to the commander-in-chief when it comes to protecting the United States. And criminal aliens roving the streets certainly presents a security threat to American citizens. So weigh in with your thoughts. What do you think about these rogue judges and their attempts to slow down Trump's mass deportation campaign? I think that they're out of line and that there should be more avenues to remove rogue judges given to American citizens. We should have more ability to get them out of office because they are not following the system of laws. They are engaging in a partisan effort to undermine a duly elected president. And I might add that Department of Homeland Security, they issued a statement about this judge's order. It says quite simply, quote, "We aren't some medieval kingdom. There are no legal sanctuaries where you can hide and avoid the consequences for breaking the law. Nothing in the Constitution prohibits arresting a lawbreaker where you find them," unquote. Perfectly said. And these rogue judges, they need to be deposed from their fiefdoms because they think they're the kings. And according to the Democratic Party, they want no kings in this country. Unless they preside over their little fiefdoms, I take it. So anyways, weigh in with your own thoughts. We always appreciate hearing you at Explain America.